Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Oh man, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Très bien, très bien. Oh, moi? Oh, je suis le fromage de la lune. Oh. Yeah, I don't even speak French, man. I don't even know what's going on. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Big Unc's Super Duper Flower Power Hour, where we all just get together, have a little fun, talk some stuff, and all kinds of things, and just vibe. Hey, man, today's show is going to be kind of special for the second episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to just jump right off into it. And we're going to start with me telling a little bit about my history. We're going to go right in, talk about Granny's wooden leg. You ever think about the past a little bit, and there's like, is there a certain smell, an aroma? Whew, man, you just breathe it in and it takes you back to that special time and place. I got a place like that, and and if I breathe it in, this memory comes back, and I smell hobos, onion burgers, and train yards. That can only mean one thing. Was at Grandma's house. Now, Granny Brown was a very special lady. She was very popular at the train yards. But anyways, I want to tell a story about Grandma. Okay. Now, my grandma was a very sturdy woman, and she just did everything on her own. She raised like 16 kids, and that's God's honest truth. How she did, I don't know. She ain't but like this tall. I mean, my grandma was only this tall, but. Just kidding. But my grandma, one thing she loved to do was that, you couldn't talk her out. She loved to get in the car, and she loved to go pick up cans. It was her hobby, man. She'd just pick up cans, Go out on the road, man. She'd just collect cans all day, because she liked to sell aluminum. Sometimes she used it for projects, whatnot. I don't know what she's doing. But she'd go out and collect cans. Well, unfortunately, my grandma wasn't the healthiest woman. And she got the diabetes. Yeah. And unfortunately, they had to take her leg. Now, when we was growing up back in the 70s and stuff like that, we were pretty poor. We didn't have a lot of money. So, what happened was, we had to go to this little store here. Do y'all remember this store? A TGNY. And if any of you have grown up in the 80s, especially 70s, 80s, you remember them particle wood like bookshelves and stuff like that that were real cheap that we all bought, and well, we had to buy her prosthetic leg made out of the same stuff, that pressed wood and everything, because man, we just couldn't afford a prosthetic leg back then. And so she was real happy with it. She was happy to have that prosthetic leg. Boy, she'd go out and pick up her cans again and stuff. Well, unfortunately, one day Grandma was out picking up cans, and she got caught in a terrible storm. Terrible storm. And she was making her way back to the car, but she was just getting drenched, and that poor old leg got wet. And when it got wet, that old leg swelled up real big. It got real big. That leg swelled up so big she couldn't get back in the car, and she had to kind of walk home with that big old swollen leg. Well, anyways, we couldn't get her another leg, and so we felt really bad. Well, my Uncle Rich, his real name is Jimmy, but we called him Rich. He come up with this bright idea. He was like, "Well, I got an idea. Hang on, I can help you with that wooden leg." So he runs off to the bathroom, and he comes back, with this. And he goes, "All we gotta do is stick this part right on that stumpy part of your leg. Just like that. Peg leg." Well, yeah, that's all fine and dandy if you're like on carpet or hard ground, but man, that gets stuck in the mud. You're gonna, it'll go right in the mud, or and you can't, on a floor. No, that just won't work. So it was like, well, what do we do? You get smart. It's called field expedience. Ta-da! We just get another one of these, and voila, we'll just put this together. Like so. Now, you stomp this part right up Granny's leg, and this part right on the floor. Exactly. So now Granny has stability and she can go out. And it was great because we'd be there in the mornings. You could hear her cooking breakfast because you could hear this thing hitting the floor. Just like that. It'd make that noise. It'd make that noise just like that. And she was in there working. Well, one day on her birthday, the kids got up and thought that'd be really nice and try to make Grandma breakfast and clean up the kitchen and stuff like that. My sister mopped the floor real well. I mean, it was bright shiny. You could eat off that floor. Problem was, when Granny was busy and she went running through there, yeah, you know what happened when this thing hit that clean floor? It stuck. And it came off, just like that. And this hit that slick floor, and Granny went crashing into all those bags and bags of cans that she had stuck in the corner. I miss my grandma sometimes, but that's the story of Grandma and her wooden leg. So we'll move on from there. Yeah. So stay tuned for this, and then we're going to move into Bone of the Week. Stay tuned.
There's more, because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely, the Max Headroom story. And here's how it works.
I'm going to ask you 4 questions about the film
You've just seen 4 questions. They're not difficult, but being able to count to 4 helps. Ready? Good.
That some kind of weird Sokomon looking Goonie monster?
Hey everybody, as you can see, this is the Bong of the Week. As you saw in the description, we call this the Goonie Monster or Goonie Bird. This is a big piece of glass. This is Chilt glass. Not to give them a shout out or anything like that, but this is just the maker. This is a really cool bong. It is about 16 inches tall, which is about 60 doobies tall, depending on how wide. So we'll say 60 doobies tall. But with my special guest, we're going to hit this in just a second. Now, I'm also going to be using this week. It's called Wet Betty. Wet Betty. Whoa, Wet Betty. Bam. Oh, yeah, no. That's all I can say. But anyways, I'll put up all the information here. And what you need to know about what this is and all the good stuff, and then we're going to hit this and we're going to see what happens. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Y'all stay tuned. All right? Love y'all. Whew, I tell you, I really love apples. I wish I could particle accelerate apples into other apples. I'd call them cram apples. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. I got a special guest star with me today. I'd like you to meet Mr. Jonathan Marshall. Hi Jonathan, how you doing today?
I'm doing well today, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm a little worried about that thing in your hand.
Yeah, this comes up later. You know what this is all about, people? Jonathan doesn't know yet, so for him it's a surprise. But stay tuned. So anyways, Jonathan was going to tell a little bit about himself, and he was going to tell us the story about how we met.
Oh man, yeah. So I've been playing music for a long time, and we met, I don't know, what was it, 7 years ago, something like that?
At least, man.
It was a long time. And I was, at the time, playing Irish folk songs every Wednesday night at this place called Black Raven in Choctaw, Oklahoma. Great little bar used to exist there. I guess it's in Harrah now, right?
Yeah, in Harrah,
I haven't
right.
been since they moved. But yeah. So I was playing every Wednesday night, 3 hours of Irish folk songs for way too little money at the Black Raven. And this one night, I'm playing my set, and I'm trying to get the crowd into it. And there's this big, loud, obnoxious party in the back corner. And I'm telling you, y'all, it's a party going on back there. They were having a good time, but they were not paying attention to me. I could not get their attention. They were not into this, whatever it was I was playing. I don't know. Usually you try to get the big party's attention, get the room. That's the goal, but could not get this group's attention. So I kind of gave up, and I started playing silly things that I liked. And I wound up playing Pete Seeger's version of Give Me the Old Time Religion, where he goes through lots and lots of different religions, right? Verses like, I will pray to Aphrodite, even though she's kind of flighty. She wears a see-through nightie, and that's good enough for me. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm singing through, and I get to the verse. I get to the verse where I say, let me tell you about the Druids. They run naked in the woods, and they drink fermented fluids. That sounds good enough for me. Holy shit, y'all, the party lost their ever-living shit. They came unglued. They had cameras in my face. They were cheering. Like, I thought I was going to get groupies out of it. It was fantastic. You talk about going 0 to 60. This was it. These Druids partying in the back corner of the Black Raven liked that song. And so then I'm sitting there with, like, phones and cameras in my face, racking my brain for what else I got that the Druids would like. And I sing this silly love song that I used to play in my set called Dancing with the Goddess. And I think I had y'all like crying. It was fantastic. Yeah. And so then that very same week, I think, you texted me. We got all connected. Well, I should tell the rest of the story. We broke down the bar. Wendy had to kick us out, right? So I wound up playing songs. They wound up moving the whole party close to the stage. I'm playing songs until the bar closes. And we sit and drink beer until the owner kicks us out. It was a fun night. We had a good time. Yeah.
Right out.
But yeah, I mean, I was real excited. I didn't have any concept of druidry or anything like that at the time. So it was one of my very first introductions. You all were my very first real live pagan that I'd ever met, which is quite a trip now.
Yeah, it was really cool. And to tell a little bit more about this story, we had a celebration that was coming up, that was following, that we invited it into. Some of you may celebrate Samhain. We were all getting together for a celebration that's coming up.
Oh. I got it. You gotta let me start this.
Okay.
You can finish it, but you gotta let me start it.
Okay.
There's a part of this you don't know.
Okay.
So this is a long time ago. This is when I'm a baby. Like, I just met y'all were my first pagans, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. I had no idea. And so a week after this show, this guy texts me, raving about my show. Good start. My ego was stroked. It was excellent. And and then he wants to book me to play Samhain or some. I don't know. I was a baby, y'all. I didn't know what Solid was yet. I had no freaking clue. And of course I say yes. I said yes without even thinking. Somebody wanted to book me for a show, for a private event. I made it, y'all. I was I was beating out Irish folk songs in Irish pubs in Oklahoma. I would take anything. And anyway, so I said yes. And so for a couple of weeks, we're texting back and forth, figuring it out. And he's being so sweet and so kind and telling me I can bring some people with me and stuff like this. And I still have no idea what's going on. So I'm like asking questions, trying to figure out what this is. I've got a daughter. She's a little kid. I'm like, well, should I bring my daughter? He's like, well, actually, kind of emotional. Ceremonies can be kind of emotional, high content. And so we'd really, 16. And that text worried me. So I'm like looking at this text. And I show my buddy. I'm like, hey, man, this is a weird thing. Is this a weird thing? Is this a weird thing? I'm going to go play this show for the Druids out in the middle of the woods in Oklahoma. And they said, you have to be 16-year-old to go to the ceremony. And my buddy looks at me and he goes, they know you're not a virgin, right? But I really wanted the gig. I was a starving artist in the worst and best way, and I wanted the gig, and they seemed nice, and I thought my buddy was mostly kidding. So I showed up anyways. You should tell the story now, but that's how I got there. That's how I felt while getting out of the car at your show.
What Jonathan didn't know on our side was that my group, we're kind of a fun group. So Samhain, we always have like a theme. We have a theme to all our ceremonies. So this year just happened to be Sexy Samhain. Oh man, it was just
not helping the worried about virginity vibes. Not helping.
So everybody's showing up, sexy druids, playing games like who's wearing the sexiest thing under the robes, kind of thing. I think Chuck won that last year. But anyways, that's beside the point. But anyways, the mead was flowing. Everybody's having a great time. And then I took it upon myself. I just felt the spirit move me. And I could just feel it. I was like, he was singing about them druids running naked. And man, I just heard the call of nature. Oh, come run naked with us. Big Unk. We need your deadly juice. And I was like, okay. Oh. So I looked over at Jonathan. I said, brother, come with me. And I grabbed him by the hand. And we ran to the edge of the forest. And we stripped off our clothes. And we went running hand in hand. Right out to the woods. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. My hair was flowing in the wind and in the moonlight.
Fabio level.
It was beautiful. But then about 50 feet or so into that beautiful moment, there was this horrible, terrible crashing sound coming through the underbrush. It sounded like a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was bearing down on us and then it let out this terrible roar. Ah! It was at that moment that I realized that all that noise, it was me. I was bouncing off the rocks down into like a 50-foot fucking deep ravine. I was bouncing off the rocks and my bones were cracking and everything and I was screaming. It ruined my whole weekend. There was no more Sexy Samhain. It's not the way you want to spend Sexy Samhain. Not that kind of bondage. It's bondage, not bandage. Fuck. Fuckers. Shit.
Yeah, that's an important distinction, bondage and bandage.
Yeah.
Subtle difference. Very important for the results. Very important.
Exactly. All right, we're going to jump in this little segment. Hang around, and we're going to jump right off in the Artist Corner. Y'all hang on. Peace. Hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little interlude there. Right now, it's Artist Corner, and we're going to show our featured artist, Jonathan. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your influences, your musical background, all the good stuff.
Yeah, I can do that. So I like to call myself a folk singer. That's what well, it turns out when you dress like this and tell people you're a folk singer, they don't ask for credentials or licenses, they just believe you. So I'm a folk singer. And I am very lucky. I feel very, very privileged, very fortunate that I get to do this. I run around playing guitar, singing folk songs, singing some songs that I've written a lot during the week. I play, actually to pay the rent, I play a lot of nursing homes. I go and play old folk songs from like the 50s and 60s, and I'll play nursing home gigs, and it's fantastic. Those are wonderful shows. I play those a lot. And then on the weekends, I run around playing guitar and singing, fronting for a band called Bread and Roses that does like vocal harmonies and acoustic folk instrumentation. It's really fun. We sing a lot of my songs, a lot of old traditional songs. And then I spend a lot of my weekend nights playing for a couple of country bands here locally in Oklahoma. I play fiddle.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm the fiddle player for the Daniel Burgess Band, and I'm stand-in player for a couple of others. And there's another name I want to say because I'm really excited. He and I were talking yesterday about maybe I'll play with his band, but I don't want to say it yet and jinx it. But yeah, so I play fiddle for country bands, and then I run around doing my silly folk songs and having a good time. Okay. I didn't talk about where I come from though. So like when you found me, I was playing Irish folk songs at Irish pubs, which it's Oklahoma. There's not a lot of Irish pubs. It's not a great career path. So I learned to wear a cowboy hat and all of that. But I grew up in California. That's why I have redwood trees tattooed on my arm. Awesome. I grew up in the fiddle contest circuit, playing old time fiddle, which had some like country Midwest influences, but the Irish stuff was really what was popular in California more, and it's where I had a lot of an outlet. I played in a family gospel band. That's how I got my performance experience as a teenager. We toured around the country playing things like I'll Fly Away, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, that kind of music, and I was the fiddle player. They didn't let me anywhere near the microphones. My voice matured in my 20s for sure.
And you're modified.
Exactly. There it is, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So like that's kind of where I come from. What I care about in music a lot is the message. I'm a very lyrics-focused singer. I really like instrumentation. I really care about the nerdiness of music, but I'm not listening to instrumental things. I'm not writing instrumental things. I really care about the way music changes the world in a very direct connection way. That's why I like folk music. Exactly. Folk music comes from a place of saying, this is my story, and I know you know some of it, but it's yours too. We have so much more in common than we have that divides us. It just kind of feels trite in this moment, but that's what folk music is about. Folk music is about we can sit in this room and we can all sing this song. And it doesn't matter who you voted for. Exactly. And it doesn't matter where you're going after this or how you're going to feel or how you felt before you came in. Because in this moment, you feel connected to everybody in this room because we are all singing the same song because we know it. That's what folk music is. Exactly. I care about that. So I really like that. I really like it when people know the lyrics. And I really like it when we sing songs that tell stories and explain either like very real historical significance things. Those are really cool. The Woody Guthrie kind of folk music, the Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie kind of thing where you tell those stories. But I also really like when we take those common moments of truth from just stories, that James Taylor, Gordon Lightfoot kind of folk music, that kind of what it grew into in the 70s, where we're using these same connected themes, but we're telling a more inward story. Probably a little more psychedelics, like 1965, 1975, I'm guessing. But that's the spectrum. But either way, it's got to be lyric focused for me. I really want it to be something that when somebody's listening to it, there's an active participation, not just in a spirit body sense, but very intellectually. I like that about it.
That's cool. That is cool.
I went on way too long about that. You let me hit that bong way too hard.
Yeah. So, you gonna play a song for us?
Yeah, man, I'd love to play a song. Would you like to hear, I'll let you choose. I've got two kind of locked and loaded, and you get to pick. I've got a kind of a minor key murder ballad. That's kind of that storytelling thing I was talking about. And then I've got kind of a happy, bouncy one that I've written that's just kind of introspective, how I feel about my life kind of stuff. What do you like?
I think we go murder ballad.
Murder ballad it is. Murder ballad it is. This song is called One More Soul at the Bottom of the River. Preacher says the water, it'll cleanse your sin, no matter what dark state your soul is in. And I hope to heaven that one lie is true. I hope it cleans, but I know that it hides beneath the muddy waves and high clay sides the awful things in an angel's dream. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Demons, they're coming, they're told to take. The angels are crying, it's a little too late. 'Cause there's one more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Daddy worked the mill every day of his life. Lived each and every one with pain and strife. Drowned the whole damn thing. Whiskey and brew. Mama got bitter when he got tight. She had religion, yeah, she'd seen the light. And the preacher man, he'd seen Mama too. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Demons, they're coming, they're told to take. The angels are crying, it's a little too late. 'Cause there's one more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Now it's an old story, I'm sure that you know. A well-trod path where temptations grow. And it turns out even angels know it well. Daddy was mean, but he wasn't dumb. There's really only one reason folk make guns. So there's another secret that the river tells. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. The demons, they're coming, they're told to take. The angels are crying, it's a little too late. 'Cause there's one more soul at the bottom of the river. I hear the words and the hymns just the same. I hear that preacher man call my name. And suddenly I'm reminded it's my turn. Daddy took Mama, so I took him. Only that preacher man will breathe again to commit our souls to the rivers of eternity. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Demons, they're coming, they're told to take. The angels are crying, a little too late. Yeah, there's one more soul at the bottom of the river tonight. Yeah, there's one more soul at the bottom of the river. One more soul at the bottom of the river tonight.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh,
Thank you, man.
my
Appreciate
vibe
that.
scale, man, that is a 10. That is straight 10. Vibe scale, 10. In fact, he's earned the coveted Big Unk Super Duper Flower Power Hour See the World Through My Eyes
Oh,
sunglasses.
hell yes. Oh. I do not deserve this honor, but I can't wait to put them on.
Oh, man.
Oh, I
There we
see.
go. You see?
Oh.
Oh.
It's like the darkness was lifted.
Isn't
The
it?
scales have fallen from my eye. I understand Saul now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
So cool. Man, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks
It's
for
been-
having me. This was so much fun. I
Man.
had a chance to talk about the music and then play one of my songs. That was so cool, dude.
This is so cool. Hey, stay tuned. We're going to follow us up, and then we'll close out the show. Thank you for watching. Man, thank you for being here. We'll see you in a minute.
Thank you all so much.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope that you enjoyed my special guest star that we had with us today in the studio. Got to spend some time with Mr. Jonathan. And, you know, hey, make sure you check out all his information, all the stuff that it's been provided to you and the detail. And just give him a listen, man. Get a listen. And we'll, you know, let freedom ring, man. Let freedom ring. That's what we do with music, dudes, ain't it, right, man? It's just love, peace, and chicken grease all the way around. So, y'all take care. Hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know. And hopefully, we'll see you again in episode 3, The Search for More Vibes. Look forward to seeing y'all. Peace.
Something that I'll make an outbreak. Some say you might go crazy, then again it might make you go insane. Every time you take a look inside that old fabled book, blinded and reminded of the pain caused by some old man.
Look, Tyrannosaurus Rex. No, Tyrannosaurus. It was my Tyrannosaurus ass that they had to airlift out of that goddamn ravine. It was my head kept bouncing off them rocks, man. And these assholes, they were up there laughing. They were laughing.
Well, it was funny.
They don't think I heard them. They don't think I heard them laughing.
No,
I know.
we didn't care.
Yeah, I was like dead for 2 minutes, y'all.
It was at most, a near-death experience. No, that was the weed. We talked about this.
All right.